Let's see what you got.
I'm Dr. Fraser. We're at Apiary Gardens, and today we're going to do an alcohol wash. Now, the reason for this is there's a concern about Varroa mite infestation, and I did an earlier test called a sugar test. That test is not as reliable as the alcohol wash. I didn't find mites. My mentor felt I still needed a better test because we really need to know. So that's what we're doing today. So we'll alert the bees. This installation is something that I put together myself. So far, it seems to be doing exactly what I want. Completely encapsulating the hive, trying to reduce the amount of pests that can get in, and we're trying to stabilize and maintain more consistent temperature with the insulation body. So right now we're going to go into the hive and we're going to try to locate the bees we need for our test. We need a specific bee, primarily what's called nurse bees. Okay, that's really tight on there, so we'll try to loosen this up a bit. The nurse bees are the bees that take care of the baby bees, the brood. We want those.
So roughly how many bees do you have in a hive that size?
In this size, it depends on the time of year, right? Because it fluctuates. But approximately, I would say 40,000. And in this case, the number of bees are relatively low, being even lower than I expected, due to multiple swarms. In other words, we lost a lot of bees. So I'm looking at the population of hive beetles for this time of year, and this kind of situation, shady, that's to be expected, and in this case, not too bad. I'm going to take those hive beetles to the chickens that you hear in the background shortly. At the moment, I'm going to try to stay on mission here. Just to locate these we need. We need about a half cup. So a little investigation is required to determine where those bees are. Another real key to what I'm doing is to not kill the queen. That's critical, that's crucial. You can't kill your queen. Your hive will be denied.
Harry and Meghan are learning that, aren't they?
Meghan?
Prince Harry and Meghan Markle.
Oh.
And all the mess since they came to America, all the mess they're in. You can't kill the queen.
That's a good one. I had a little trouble hearing with that airplane above.
What happens when you're on a runway path?
Alright, seeing some good signs that I'm looking for. Seeing eggs. That's a really good sign. A really good sign. That means the queen is laying. The queen is here. The queen is laying. That's a real good sign. I'm not seeing hive beetles running all around. That's a really good sign. check for wax moths, which has been a problem. Okay. Not liking the way that the bees are laying. Queen's laying there. However, he appears to be laying eggs. So what we're going to do, make sure frames that we're working with, A, are not the location of the queen. Don't kill the queen. And that's interesting. Some really white, fluffy thing that I do not recognize. Wow, that's interesting. It looks like something live. The bees are removing some white, fluffy thing. Can you see that?
Mm-hmm.
See that?
Yeah.
I don't know what that is. It's a thing, and the bees are concerned about it. Well, it almost looks like a developing bee to me that they are taking out. Okay, so there's going to be a lot of nurse bees here, the ones that attend to the babies. I see honey, I'm looking for pollen. I don't see any pollen. I see nectar, honey. I haven't seen any pollen, and I have been looking. So this hive is mixed. There are good signs and bad signs from my perspective. I didn't see the queen there. I didn't see the queen here. Signs, but I don't see a queen. What's this? Huh. Okay.
So how'd you like it if some big hand just reached out of the sky and picked you up and threw you in a bucket?
I wouldn't like it at all. One thing, so I'm going to pour some alcohol, rubbing alcohol, in a container.
Okay.
It's designed for this purpose. And now, I'm going to try to spruce up and have a cup of tea. Not fun. Not fun at all. We have our bees. I would say put these back. Regain our configuration. Now, one of the tools for controlling those beetles, which are quite a problem this time of year and in this kind of location, Swiffer. Dry sweeping cloth, Swiffer. These actually I guess they're designed to trap something, but they also trap hive beetles. All right. Now you might have noticed the bees are getting louder and louder. I noticed that. Which means they're not happy. Hive beetles, when you catch them, you gotta kill them whether you like it or not. You don't want them at all. All right, I'm gonna leave the hive like this until we completely close it up. We have our bees. I think we can do our test right here. So, what we have to do is rubbing alcohol. Our bees have to be mixed in with the alcohol, right? Because we're trying to remove the mites from their bodies.
Okay.
That's the problem with the sugar.
So this doesn't kill them?
It does kill them.
Okay.
Like, I always like benign tests if possible. I did one. It's not as accurate because the sugar, which is confection sugar, doesn't do a really good job of getting the mites off the body of the bees. Right? The alcohol, it will kill them. So you sacrifice bees to do this. I was reluctant, but
The mentor says it.
yes, and I understand that we really want to know, because there's certain things we'll need to do if we want to keep our bees alive through the winter, which this is my first season of beekeeping, and so my goal is to get the bees through the winter. Right? Forget about honey and other things like that. So now I'm counting mites, and mites to the unmagnified eyes. They look like little dots. I'm happy so far because I'm only seeing one dot. Right? That would be great. Trying to look for a light.
Yeah, I've had a floppy-eared dog or two in my life, so
This is looking really good. Yes, this is not an infestation. This is really good. I'm only seeing one black dot. Later on, I'll look at that more closely to see